Open-world games captivate players with freedom to cause chaos, expansive map. While not all titles offer complete destruction, many allow players to wreak havoc on a grand scale. Some even go further by giving players superhuman abilities, drawing from comic books or original stories. A recent standout is Insomniac's Marvel's Spider-Man 2, showing that the genre still has room for innovation. Here are the best open-world games with Superpowers. Insomniac set the benchmark for Spider-Man games with their previous titles and soared to new heights with Marvel's Spider-Man 2. This time, players seamlessly alternate between Peter Parker and Miles Morales, each with their own narratives, quests, and unique hurdles to overcome. The game feels more like a significant evolution rather than a mere sequel. The antagonists, Kraven and Venom, push both heroes to their breaking point, while the game world has doubled in size, offering players more of New York to explore. The addition of the Webwing, a new traversal mechanic allowing Peter and Miles to glide across the city, injects a refreshing dynamism into their movement.
Lieutenant Commander, how'd it go in there?
I can never tell with them.
Though Mass Effect has more structured maps compared to traditional open-world game, it still lets players explore an entire galaxy. With the elegant Normandy space, players hop between planets, uncovering stories and secrets within each world. In addition to wielding a diverse array of weaponry, players also augment their combat prowess with biotic ability, telekinesis, energy fields, and more ensure that while the environment might seem vast, players have the powers necessary to dominate it. Control by Remedy Entertainment shatters conventional open-world expectations. Set in a sprawling government facility overtaken by supernatural forces, players step into the shoes of the agency's new director, armed with increasingly bizarre and potent ability. The game's eerie atmosphere builds as players learn to manipulate the environment and wield strange, otherworldly power. Control transforms from a straightforward shooter into a mind-bending journey through a labyrinthine world of the surreal. The Prototype series introduces an amnesiac lead empowered by a deadly virus, transforming him into an unstoppable force. Unravel the mystery of the virus and master the new superhuman abilities granted by it. The protagonist not only possesses raw power, strength, agility, and resilience, but also gains the chilling ability to absorb the memories and skills of others. Prototype 2 shakes things up by turning the first game's hero into the villain, giving the player even more devastating shape-shifting powers to wield. Though Gravity Rush started as a niche title, its sequel on the PS4 took full advantage of modern technology, even if some players found the expansive world a bit too barren. Yet, what the game lacks in environmental density, it more than makes up for in inventive mechanic. Gravity manipulation lets players defy the laws of physics, throwing themselves and objects around the world full abandon. This sense of weightlessness and control over gravitational forces remains Gravity Rush's most captivating element. Insomniac Games, best known for Spider-Man, first flexed their creative muscle, Sunset Overdrive. This Microsoft-exclusive title featured colorful, over-the-top action with inventive traversal mechanics that would later influence their Spider-Man game. Riding rails, leaping from building to building, and dispatching enemies in spectacular fashion, Sunset Overdrive offered one of the most exhilarating action experiences of its time. Though it didn't perform well commercially, its vivid energy and sense of chaos made it unforgettable. The Arkham trilogy started with a more confined environment, but exploded into a fully fledged open world by the time Arkham Knight arrived. This third entry brought players a sprawling Gotham explore, complete with the long-awaited Batmobile. Though Batman lacks traditional superpowers, his vast array of gadgets and combat techniques more than compensate. Free-flowing combat, immersive stealth sequences, and slick gliding mechanic make the game a powerful conclusion to a beloved trilogy. Arcane Studios' 2017 hit Prey challenges players to survive aboard a colossal space station overrun by a hostile alien race. Though not initially open, the game opens up as players unlock new sections of the station and gain access to a suite of alien power. By experimenting with neuromods, players unlock psionic abilities to manipulate objects, control enemies, and change their own biology to survive the unfolding disease. Set in a world where Batman has fallen, Gotham Knights tasks players with stepping into the shoes of the Bat family, Nightwing, Batgirl, Red Hood, and Robin as they attempt to fill his shadow. Though the Bat family doesn't possess traditional superpowers, the game incorporates RPG mechanics that imbue their suits and abilities with a distinctly superheroic flair. The open-world Gotham, teeming with threats and mysteries, gives players ample room to test their newfound strength. The Saints Row series is well known for its chaotic destruction, but Saints Row the Third elevated this formula by introducing really wild superhuman ability in Saints Row 4. Once players unlocked their full potential, they became unstoppable, able to leap across the entire map or decimate enemies with outlandish power. This escalation of chaos set Saints Row apart from other open-world games, solidifying its place as the go-to title for over-the-top mayhem. Sucker Punch reinvented the infamous series with Second Son, leaving behind the iconic Cole McGrath for a new protagonist, Delsin Rowe. The game thrusts players into a dystopian Seattle, where they must liberate the city from a tyrannical government agent. As Delsin, players tap into a variety of powers: smoke, fire, neon, and more, stealing new abilities from others along the way. Each power offers unique gameplay mechanics, making every battle a test of creativity. Though not as beloved as the original trilogy, Mass Effect, Andromeda offered a fresh take on the series, sending players to a distant galaxy in search of a new home. Like its predecessors, Andromeda combines traditional gunplay with biotic abilities that allow players to warp reality itself. These powers, reminiscent of telekinesis, give players a strategic edge as they face off against alien threats. From the haunting depths of Rapture to the floating heights of Columbia, BioShock redefined what open-world games Superpowers could be. With its plasmids, players could alter their genetic code and wield terrifying abilities. Whether unleashing electric shocks, controlling fire, or summoning swarms of insects, the game's plasmids made every encounter a thrilling experiment in destruction. Few Dragon Ball games captured the sense of scale and power inherent to the anime like Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Chronicling the entirety of the Dragon Ball Z saga, players soar through the air, battle iconic enemies, and explore familiar expansive open world. With a mix of intense combat and open-world exploration, Kakarot gives players the ultimate Dragon Ball experience.